Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Paris 2024 Olympic Games men's basketball live stream. Well, actually, this is a second stream, so that means that you won't be able to catch the actual game here on this channel. But the nice thing is that you can use this commentary if you prefer it, compared to whatever you're hearing in whatever local coverage that you do have. Now, for those wondering where you can catch the games, there is a and check out the description in the bottom to find out just where catch the you'll be able to see here on this channel. Olympic Games wherever you are around the world. Thanks very much for joining us here on the FIBA basketball channel on YouTube. Whatever you're hearing in whatever local coverage we got a little treat for everyone who does wondering where you can catch the games. There is Rosario from the Philippines. And check out the description. I guess they got me because I'm a bit neutral. Just where catch the you'll be able to see men's basketball or women's basketball in Paris, wherever you are around the world. Thanks very much for joining us here on the FIBA basketball commentator on the side. Of course, we have a great one to start off. For those wondering where you can catch the games, there is Rosario from the Philippines. I guess they got me because I'm a bit neutral. Just where catch the you'll be able to see men's basketball or women's basketball in Paris, wherever you are around the world. Thanks very much for joining us here on the FIBA basketball commentator on the side. Of course, they can do have the injury one star Australian national team. No Dante Exum. We have Rosario from the Philippines. I guess they got me because I'm a bit neutral. Just where catch the you'll be able to play men's basketball or women's basketball in Paris, wherever you are around the world. Thanks very much for joining us here on the FIBA basketball commentator on the side. Of course, they can do have the injury one star Australian national team. No Dante Exum. What can be done from the Philippines? I guess they got me because I'm a bit neutral. I guess they got me because I'm neutral. This video to find out wherever you are around the world where you can watch it. So we'll see. And of course, you can keep this on as well if you prefer this type of commentary. Early points here going the way of Australia. Again, a team here that is a bit on the up and up. A young guard and Josh Giddey is going to be one of the guys to really watch out for. But again, no Dante Exum due to a finger dislocated injury that actually went through his skin. So obviously hoping for his quick recovery. He is still part of the group though, as Spain missed their first 3-point attempt. Though Australia up to a 6-0 here, and it's going to be really to see just how quick Australia can get out here. Jack Londale getting the 3-pointer. So Jack's going to be one of the guys to watch out for Australia, especially in the big man battle. He's going to stretch the floor and make sure they're going to keep Willie Hernan Gomez really honest with regards to his coverage and his defending. Alex Abrines getting the first 2 points here for Spain, courtesy of a driving layup. Of course, he draws a foul as well, the end one opportunity here. Jack Londale giving him the foul. Once again, thank you very much for joining us. For those wondering, Australia's going to come into this one as the prohibitive favorites, simply because the Australian national team in particular, just of the roster, just looking at it, yeah, why not? But then Spain have been their bogey team as of late. Head-to-head record 7-2 in favor of the Spanish national team. In fact, they did beat Australia in a podium finish. I believe it was in the Olympics way back. So for those wondering, You can go and check out the actual live stream of the game over wherever you are in your local providers. This is just going to be a second stream experience for those wondering. Yes, there is no live on this channel in particular, simply because of media have to media writers as well. And of course, this is our way of having different voice and different kind of conversation on the FIBA basketball social media platforms, as Jack Londale has been getting off to a great start. Of course, William Hernan Gomez back with two as well. 8-5 early on in favor of Australia. We go in the quarter. Quick pace here happening in this game, and you have to wonder, this may favor Australia, considering the fact that they are prohibitively the more athletic in these two, as Josh Giddey really get go, but he will go to line to shoot two, makes the first of two. And we're gonna have to see just what type of impact Josh Giddey can make here. Again, one of the most exciting young talents in Australian basketball here today. And of course, Jack Londale is going to be someone to watch out for here. Probably not the most familiar name in this Australian roster. You might argue that Joe Ingles probably a more famous name, as well as Matt Dellavedova. But then you take a look at Jack Londale. Want him to make a big difference here, especially with the big man coverage. Josh Giddey, 21 years young, splits his free throws, and Santi Aldama, one of the more difficult Spanish guards, get a steal here, courtesy of a Patty Mills and Nick Kay. Hernan Gomez. Again, thank you very much for joining us here on the FIBA live stream chat. 9-5 to count here early on in favor of Australia, as so never count them out. Take a look at the game stats here so far in terms of field goal shooting percentage. Spain not shooting all that well, just nearing the halfway mark of the first quarter, or at least halfway to the halfway point through. 33% only here for the Spanish. 67% perfect from beyond the arc here so far. Again, going out a 6-0 sprint started out here this game, while Australia right now cradling a 4-point lead, starting to slow down. John, the head coach of Australia, coming into this one, trying to figure out still what is the best lineup for Australia in this particular Olympic Games, considering that this Australian national team has some rotational, especially without the presence of Dante Exum, who they're going to be hoping will for the later part of the. As right now, Australia is playing very good disciplined basketball, even with the half-court sets of Josh Giddey driving in. Great play there coming from Josh Giddey. As right now, like the lights have up here. Oh no, there it is. 5 now is the count in favor of Australia, as Dyson Daniels getting a layup to go here, pushing the lead back to 6, the biggest lead so far. Australians. Now, for those wondering, we can watch the live match itself. You can go check out the video description on this video and see wherever you are around the world, what local providers you can access to go and watch the games. Now, for those Philippines, where I'm at, you can catch it on the Pilipinas lap as on once. Now, for those live stream, again, in the Philippines, that's how you do it. But then for everyone around the world, do check out the video and see where you can watch it live. Okay, so right now it looks like we're fixing a bit. We had audio issues a while ago, but it looks like it's all good far, or at least it has been addressed. As we, of course, now take a look at this 14-5 now in favor of 14-7 rather. 7-point lead, the 7-point lead here for the Australians. As trying to mount a bit of a comeback. It's Australia running the pace of the game here so far. It's been all how they run in the game, the tempo, dictating the pace. So far, Jack Londale leading the scoring here. 8 points already for Londale for Australia early on here against Spain. As of course, you can see a bit of the stats here coming in on the right side of the screen, right over there. No, no, other side, right over there. So make sure to catch that as well on the FIBA.basketball website for those wondering how their favorite players are doing. And of course, this is just the first game of this particular Olympic cycle, of the men's tournament. Later on, we're going to have Germany against Japan, a bit of a rematch from their last meeting a couple of months ago, or a couple of months back, actually. And of course, Japan not doing so well against Germany there. But again, Germany are a team on the rise, team to watch out for. Could be a potential dark horse for a podium finish based on their FIBA Basketball World Cup performance in particular. But here, this Australia team has been doing a great job just moving the ball around, moving quickly, getting things done. Jack Londale has been spectacular to start off here for the Australians as Josh Giddey gets a layup to go. And cue the timeout here for Spain as they are now down by 11 points here early on. Again, for those wondering where you can catch the live stream, a lot of people are wondering on the YouTube page. You can catch that from your local providers. Go check out the video description here on this particular page to find out where you can watch it on your local providers. And of course, right now, of course, we're going to try to fix the audio issue that we do have here. Apparently, I do have an audio issue. And we're going to try and get that fixed. A quick timeout here. So a bit of break. Right. So while this is still ongoing, while this is still working, at least from my part, make sure you do chat here on the FIBA Basketball YouTube page, and we will go and see just what everyone thinks of. Let us know what you think about the game so far. Zenitsu Thunder saying Spain getting exposed here in this one so far. And again, anyone, a lot of people are asking for the live game. You can look for it on the video description to find out where you can watch it locally. Again, this is just a second stream experience wherein you can go and tune this on if you prefer this commentary compared to what you're hearing from your screens wherever you are around the world. Spain getting exposed a bit here, but that could also be because of the way Australia have been playing them uh, in this particular contest. There's some people here taking a look at the potential odds here over 180 between these two. So these two teams scoring above, uh, combining to above 180. Well, let's see if it'll get there, considering that this is only a 40-minute game, 10 minutes per quarter. And tingnan natin, Padsit Canton Calamansi, who I'm going to assume, hindi, definitely is a Filipino. That's going to be interesting, especially if the game tightens up in the middle. So we're going to find out whether or not that's going to be the case. Spain, though, doing a good job going to the line here. They're going to go to the line to shoot a couple. And of course, you can go become a member now on the FIBA Basketball YouTube channel. All right, so I will go and go reset my audio just so we can get this a bit clearer for everyone here. And when I come back, we'll get back to more of this. But then right now, 18-9 in favor of Australia midway through this first quarter. And great start here for the Australians, who led by as much as double digits already here, 11-point lead a while ago. I'll be right back, but don't go away. All right, so let's try this again. At least from my end. My bosses all over our WhatsApp are gonna go out and make sure that I'm doing all right here in terms of the audio. Hopefully, everything works out well, and hopefully, you guys are enjoying so far. This one, it's a bit one-sided here in favor of the Australians so far, 26-17. This count 3:24 left here in the first quarter. Sergio Yul getting a 3-point basket to go here for Spain, a much needed here. Their shooting hasn't necessarily been on point. That was almost a buzzer beater there coming from Sergio. But of course, Josh Giddey also turning it up here. He's starting to get going. 11 points already for Josh Giddey to go with just one rebound here so far. But then the guy that they've been watching out for, talking about Spain, is Jock Landale, who has had 3 of 3 from the field so far. On the bench at the meantime. So this is a chance here for Spain to finally make up some room here. Trying to make up some, trying to catch up here a bit as you have this little sprint here coming for, at least hopefully Spain are looking for to go on a bit of a sprint here to try and catch up. Right now, you just have to say Australia have been the more energetic team to start out with, just better at executing, and they've been solid defensively. They're doing such a good job in the transition defense here so far. Talking about the Australians really stopping Spain from, one, getting any easy baskets, and two, just breaking up each and every set play that they've had. So far, you gotta say Australia have been playing this game perfectly. In fact, they are also scoring so freely. Again, only a 10-minute quarter, already up to 26 points, rather 28 points in this game, and there's around 2 minutes left here. This has been one of the more impressive offensive performances we've seen from Australia in a while, especially against a bogey team like Spain. Jack McVeigh getting in on the action as well with the basket. Of course, the audio is a lot better as well. So thank you very much for everyone's patience. And of course, there's a few hot takes, and things are starting to heat up here in Paris as it looks like Spain. Who is this? Right now, you have a couple of guys getting in at it. As we take a look at what exactly happened here. Usman Garuba had a push just a while ago. And of course, him and Josh Green getting in, and it had to be separated, and Magne as well being part of it. But it looks like Usman, they're having conversation with Green, a little shove there as well. Things are getting testy here. A lot of emotions in Paris, and why not? This is for a lot of them a very important tournament in their basketball careers, legacy making almost, especially if you're Australia, who want to climb up the podium once more, and of course Spain trying to relive a bit of old glory. Raymark Aldaya on our chat says Spain will win, but Jussi Hutunen says that Spain will be last in the group, well coached, but the material isn't just good enough. Yeah, that'll be really interesting to see where the Spain will end up here. Who knows? Maybe they can mount a comeback here against Australia. Again, Australia playing with only 11 teams. Of course, for those wondering where the streams are for the live game, please go to check the video description here to find out where you can watch it around the world. Where you can watch it around the world, and where you can figure out how you can catch all of the Olympic Games, not just the men's basketball. We'll also be covering women's basketball here on the FIBA basketball YouTube page. So do make sure to check that out as well. Now, of course, we have a super chat contest for those wondering. Super chat contest, support your team with a super chat. Each dollar sent equals 1 point. Now, who will dominate? Show your team spirit now. Try and join in the super chat, and let's see if you can get your team to win. It looks like right now, at least on the basketball court, Australia's having their way with Spain. But then the fans could come up and make sure that Australia win the super chat challenge here as well. So let's see whether or not we can get the ball rolling with regards to that soon. But of course, focus here on this particular matchup. Asante Aldama checking out in favor of Juancho Hernan Gomez. And we're going to see here just what how Spain could reply. Of course, a lot of reviews going on here, making sure that everything is all settled. Usman Garuba, in particular, is going to be subject to a bit of scrutiny after that particular push. So let's see what the decision will be. This is a lengthy review, by the way, using the instant replay system just to make sure the call is good. So it's going to be either technical or unsportsmanlike on Garuba. We're going to find out in just a bit. So it'll be unsportsmanlike fouls on Green and Garuba. So basically canceling each other out. So that's the call there. So Magne and Garuba getting the unsportsmanlike foul. So for those wondering, Nathan Edwardson asking how to see this live in the UK. You can go check it out on the video description just to see where you can catch it locally, wherever you are around the world. Again, we cannot stream the game here live on this YouTube channel due to a rights issue. Of course, well, Will Magne, after getting the unsportsmanlike foul, gets a steal coming from Usman Garuba of ball handling, and then all of a sudden there is a Patty Mills 3-pointer on the way to make it a 31-17 game with 126 left here in the first quarter. This has been an incredible start here for Australia. Just really running roughshod over the Spanish national team here so far. Garuba obviously trying to force his way through inside. That's how the turnover was made. And then a transition three here in favor of Australia. The quicker that they go and dominate this Spanish team, it could mean more minutes of a rotation for the other guys on the bench, just to make sure that everyone's fresh. It's going to be a quick tournament. You have to go out there and really make sure that everyone's as fresh as possible, and the only way to do that is to have big leads, move around the roster, as of course Spain are coming out after they had to qualify for this one through the Olympic qualifying tournament. They had to defeat Bahamas in the finals 86-78 in Valencia recently. Only 7 holdovers from the FIBA Basketball World Cup. And yeah, this Spanish team is going up against, well, the jump in competition, levels of competition coming from, with all due respect, the Bahamas to Australia. It's a big leap. So you can only imagine just how much adjustment these guys have to make to be able to come out and compete with Australia. As right now, Australia, anything that they wanted. Matthew Dellavedova, by the way, just got hit with a foul that sent him to the ad boards on the side. Feels like we've seen that before. We've seen that before throughout his entire career. So at the end of the first quarter, it is a 10-point lead coming from Australia, 31-21. Let us know what you think of the game here so far between these two, with Australia coming up with a 10-point lead at the end of the first. Take a look at some of the stats here. So far, it is a 44% shooting night here for Spain, and 65% coming from Australia, who are shooting 67% from beyond the arc. That is a great start here coming from the Australians, who right now 3-point shooting, 4 of 6 from beyond the arc. They've also had 9 assists and 8 rebounds at the end of the first quarter. Take a look at the other stats here between these two. And right now, even rebounding, 8 each, but they've been moving the ball better. Talking about Australia, 9-5 in favor of the Australians. And the turnover count, not much there. It's really the shooting percentages that have been a big issue here for the Spanish, are only shooting 44%. Great defense being played here by the by the Australians rather. Spain right now shooting 8 of 18 and shooting 2 of 10 from beyond the arc. That is a big number that they're going to have to address here. Right now, they've been relying on, well, everyone's been shooting here for the Spanish, just that no one's been making it. No one has shot more than one field goal for the Spanish here so far, while Australia have gotten a great performance so far from Josh Giddey, shooting 4 of 4 from the field with 11 points, and Jock Landale with 3 of 3 for 8 points here so far. Josh Giddey also is 2 of 2 from beyond the arc, so perfect night here so far for Josh Giddey, and Australia just having their way early on. Now, again, the Fortnite Gaming says Australia easy win, and of course, easy win for Australia. But right now, looking like that so far. Raymark Aldaya says Spain for the win. Dan the Clutchman 99 says, I'm shocked that Spain is down by double digits early. They dominated for years, but it's a new generation. Yeah, you could say that. Rudy Fernandez is still in their lineup, who is now, when he plays, will be the only basketball player to play in 6 Olympics. So yeah, that's something for sure. And of course, you can go and check out the different. You can go check out the different streams on your local providers. You can check it out on the live chat description to find out where you can watch it. Of course, again, we wish you could stream the games live. Unfortunately, we can't. So again, you can check it out on the video description to find out how you can watch in your own country. But of course, this is going to be our own version, our own chat. And Carl Omusura is asking if Japan has a chance in this Olympic Games. Of course, Japan qualifying as the top Asian country at the end of the FIBA Basketball World Cup. And that's going to be an interesting one, just to see how the Asian countries do here in the Olympic Games, especially in basketball. It's going to be a tough task here for Japan. Their first game will be against Germany, and it was not a happy game last time around between Japan and Germany from a Japan perspective. So let's see if that can change. And of course, right now, we'll see. We'll see how they will do later on. In fact, we're doing that game later on this YouTube page as well later on. Germany versus Japan. That chat party will be there later on as well. In Philippine time, I have to go double check that for those wondering, but then you can just check the Google for that as well. Now back here to this game between Australia and Spain. Spain off to a better start here in quarter number 2. Sergio Llull getting a 3-point jumper to go to start things out. And they're gonna have to find a way to slow down this Australian side who, again, they have dictated the pace of play. They have found a way to really make Spain uncomfortable even through their half court sets. They're just so forceful on defense. They're forceful in the way that they go on offense. And right now, Spain just having a hard time getting their rhythm going here. But then it's not that big of a deficit. 31-24, still very doable. Or rather, 31-27 now, after Sergio Llull making it 2 of 2 from beyond the arc here for Spain. 31-27, 8:17 left here in the second quarter. And all of a sudden, don't look now, but Spain are on a bit of a comeback trail. Australia have yet to score here in quarter number 2. Of course, with them coming in, of course, they're looking for more offense. Jock Landale has come in. He has finally missed his basket here, missed 2 actually. And Juancho Hernan Gomez missing a 3-pointer there. Team defensive rebound coming here from Australia. But then a turnover from Josh Giddey in terms of traveling. So yes, Sergio Llull is heat, says CJ Agkawili. And again, for those who are watching where you can watch live, go and check the description on this page. There's a link there that will show you where you can watch the Olympic Games, the basketball games in particular. there as well. The FIBA page does not have the rights to stream the game live, so this is going to be a different stream, uh, second a second live second type of commentary here. Second screen is what they call it. So if you prefer this commentary compared to what you hear on the screen, go and enjoy it. And of course, let's see if we can get a bit of people coming in the super chat challenge as well. Of course, you can subscribe to the super chat, you can subscribe to the channel, and you can get points for your favorite team as well. And Sergio Llull coming out big, and here in the second quarter, he has been literally the only guy who's been scoring. Here in the second quarter, Spain with a 6-0 run start out quarter number 2, a much needed one, 31-27, still in favor of the Australians though. And this is exactly what they needed. They need to find a way to slow down the Australians, and Spain have been doing that. And of course, Rudy Fernandez missing a 3-point basket there, and a foul there from Juancho Hernan Gomez. It's just amazing that Rudy Fernandez is still playing for Spain. It feels like he's seen it all. Someone a while ago talked about changing generations, but then whatever generation changes there are, it feels like Rudy Fernandez is still part of it. So yeah, again, Abraham Carrillo looking for the TV broadcast. Of course, again, you can go check out the link on the video description to try and figure out where you can watch it locally, because this YouTube page does not have the rights to stream the games live. Of course, we wish we did. It would be easier for me in particular, but right now this is the second stream experience that we're showing here. Right now, Patty Mills getting a free throw in, the first point of the Australian team in the second quarter after a technical foul coming from the coaching staff of Spain. And Josh Giddey gets a layup to go and make it a 3-point possession here coming for Australia after that technical free throw made by Patty Mills. And here's a chance here for Australia to finally pour some cold water in Sergio Llull's hot shooting. Tropical coming up with a good point here. Well, rather a good take here that Latvia is stronger than Spain. Unfortunately, Latvia not making it to the Olympic Games. And of course, Spain coming back into this one. So for those wondering, like, okay, so does that mean Spain's not going to do so well in this one, considering the 31-point explosion of Australia in quarter number 1? It looks like the tables have turned here in favor of the Spanish, and right now, just a lot of contact underneath the basket here. Josh Giddey draws a foul from Rudy Fernandez. And right now we're approaching the halfway point of the second quarter, and just gotta say, Australia, they've lost their momentum from that first quarter. Scoring has slowed down a lot. There was someone on the chat a while ago who was saying that, he hopes that the total scoring will amount to more than 180. But if the scoring slows down to this level, you don't know about that. But let's take a look at what's happening here. So this is actually the second time the teams have kind of gotten a bit close in terms of physicality, putting it politely. Usman Garuba had a unsportsmanlike foul that was cancelled out as well, coming from Australia. And that was Will Magnay, who also had the unsportsmanlike foul. And now, things are getting tense. Things are getting a bit chippy here between these two. Sergio Llull already with 9 points in this game, 3 of 7 from the field, being shown on the screen right now. As we take a look at some of the... Taking a look at this... the scoring here coming from the Spanish national team. Sergio with 9 points to lead the way. Actually, he's the only player here in the Spanish national team for Spain to hit more than a single field goal in this one. Of course, all of his shots coming from beyond the arc, by the way, 3 of 7. Shoot or shoot, don't stop shooting. That is the mantra of a lot of people I know who play pickup, just keep on shooting. But Sergio Llull coming in with a 3 of 7 shooting clip from beyond the arc, 43%, including 2 big ones here to open up the quarter here for Spain, keeping them in this ball game 34-27. Still a lot of time to play here. 6:45 left here in this particular quarter. Of course, Patty Mills in this game as well. Expect more Patty Mills minutes, especially without Dante Exum. As Patty Mills going inside, great feed from Josh Giddey. Of course, you gotta wonder. You gotta wonder here if you're Spain. All right, so you had that 6-0 hot start here from Sergio for Spain in quarter number 2. But how can you go and continue that, or at least find a good offensive flow against Australia? They relied on 2 moments of brilliance a while ago, which is the shooting of Sergio. But right now, the flow's not really there. Oh, great front from Giddey to the corner. Just a missed shot from beyond the arc. And right now, Australia, Giddey, just on the ball. So hard not to watch. Just mesmerized by the way he controls the ball there. And right now, so again, scoring has slowed down between these two. 37-27 is the count here. A better quarter here comes from Spain, but Australia have managed to weather the storm a bit, up their lead again to 10 points. Biggest lead in this game so far was at 14. For Spain, went on a little 10-0. This is 10-0. Yes, they went on a little 10-0 run a while ago, but haven't led in this game so far. It's been all Australia since the beginning. But after that, again, we had to ask a question a while ago. So Spain had a good start in the second quarter, courtesy of the hot shooting from Sergio. But the problem is that once that dried up, Australia found a way to kind of grind out the points here. Now leading by 11. So AC says there is no more Rubio, no more Gasol. That's why they are behind. Well, it's a lot of people would say, yeah, like the pieces aren't that great. Someone even mentioned a while ago that the pieces of the Spain national team are not as good as what they used to be, even though they're well coached. But then, of course, we can't completely discount the talent level of these Spanish players as well, who play in some of the best leagues around Europe. But of course, Australia coming in with a lot of force. Just looking at the names that they have on the roster, some of the more veteran NBA players not even playing as much. But then you also have to take a look at Landale, who's playing really well. And Olua Jabber says on the chat, easy gold Canada, in Shy we trust. Well, let's see. We'll see. Canada look like an interesting team. Yeah, so for those wondering who are just joining us for a moment, this is the FIBA second screen experience here. So the point here is that you can leave this on while the game is ongoing, wherever else you're watching. If you prefer this commentary, do leave this on. Of course, you can chat as well, and you can go and check the video description at the bottom to figure out just where you can watch the games live. Of course, each country will have their own different rights holders, so make sure you check all those out. Blair Waldorf says, Brazil for the gold. Well, you know what? We'll see. We've seen stranger things happen, but of course, have you seen how Team USA looks? They're going to be, at least on paper, the team to beat. My goodness, people are saying that Team USA is a bit of the Avengers in this one. And right now, Spain finally managing to get a bit of rhythm here. 38-30, the count. as Dario Brizuela and Lorenzo Brown getting on the scoreboard here for the Spanish. So even though Australia has been playing better as a whole here, Spain not really going away. Could be a bit dangerous here for Australia if they let their foot off the pedal. Nick Kay getting a layup here for Australia. Josh Giddey with an assist. And we'll see. Again, Blair Waldorf, if Brazil will shock everyone, we will see. I mean, like, we're going to talk about it over and over again. Santi Aldama gets a three-point basket to go here for Spain. Oh, that is much needed, to say the least. Just a 7-point lead here for the Australians to hold on to right now. And a couple of free throws here from Lopez Aresigu. Of course, Chabi getting a couple of free throws after the foul from Josh Giddey. A chance here to trim the lead down to just 5. And a bit of a struggle, as mentioned a while ago, for the Spanish national team. And you take a look at the players here. We're looking for the next generation of Spanish players to come up big. Obviously, as someone mentioned a while ago, no Gasol, no more Rubio, and pretty soon, it wouldn't surprise me, no more Rudy Fernandez, no more Sergio Llull. I mean, those two guys are part of the oldest. There's a list here of the 10 oldest players. They're both a part of it. On Australia's end, of course, I have a couple who are in the list as well. Joe Ingles and Patty Mills, of course, two NBA vets who can still make a big difference. Of course, Rudy Fernandez and you have Rudy Fernandez and Sergio also coming up big in this particular one. So we have a little poll here. Well, really, it's a trivia. How many Olympics has Rudy Fernandez competed in? Find out here. Of course, the answer will be there. But of course, put in your answers first, and we will see if you get that right. It's a unique Olympic record of Rudy Fernandez. For those wondering when he started, well, let's just say that it's been a while. It's been a while since Rudy Fernandez made his debut. But more focus on the game here. Scoring has slowed down here, 40-33. In the meantime, a couple of missed free throws from Josh Giddey as well keeps the scores level. Keeps scores 40-33, and right now the scoring has slowed to a crawl here between these two. You could say the defense has finally come up big here. Defense has finally come up big here between these two. As Will Magnay getting the first of splitting his free throws, making 41-33. And of course, Emmanuel Rosani answering already how many Olympic Games has Rudy Fernandez been a part of here. He says 4. Find out if you're right. Follow the link there on the question, on the poll. And let's see if you got that right. I will not spoil anything for you. But at the moment here, Australia doing a good job holding off Spain, but Spain refusing to go anywhere. This time, Patty Mills with a foul after the defensive rebound sequence. Or rather, no, it's just a foul there on Xavi. So this Spanish national team, coming into this one as the underdogs against Australia, refusing to go away though, because he was at 35% shooting here for Spain. But can you imagine 35% shooting for Spain, but you're only down 41-33? If they can get a couple of good offensive possessions, that can change. Emmanuel is saying that, it's 5. Oh, but we'll see. We'll see if you're right. Just follow the link. Follow the link on the chat. So Patty is saying, Kelly is saying Patty is GOAT in FIBA. Yeah, Patty Mills is one of the players that just comes up big for his national team. There are actually a lot of NBA players who it feels like they find a different level. Santi Aldama gets a big three-pointer and make it 41-36. It's just a lot of NBA players who find a different level when they play for a national team. They could be role players for a national team, but all of a sudden you go and play as you go play as the key guy in your national team, and everything suddenly changes. Uh, put it down in the chat here. Who do you feel is that NBA role player who just turns into the Michael Jordan of their country, or just a huge superstar in their country every time he wears the national team colors, even though he's a role player in the NBA? Like, who's that guy for you? In your mind, like one of the greatest at that. Of course, Patty Mills for Australia has been amazing. Matt Dellavedova as well. Of course, Ricky Rubio when in his time in Spain. Obviously, he was already a star in the NBA, but feels like he also found a different level playing for the Spanish national team. So, who do you guys think, or who comes to mind with regards to that? Of course, you can answer at the bottom, and of course, you can also subscribe to the FIBA basketball channel here in our second screen experience at Paris 2024 Men's Olympic Games. And Jack McVeigh, getting a shot here from beyond the arc. And that's a big one there because Spain were about to knock on the door. It was 41-36, and then Jack McVeigh finally hit that three-pointer. TJ Strickland says, Team USA for the gold. That's going to be the favorite, by the way. Favorite bet here for this particular Olympic Games. And why not? You have Steph Curry, LeBron, KD, Devin Booker, Jason Tatum. They call them the Avengers. So let's see if they will. Great shout here from Wembai Mama. Leandro Barbosa for Brazil. Yeah, he turns into a beast every time he plays for Brazil. Dennis Schroeder as well. Yeah, Dennis Schroeder coming in for Germany also plays like a different beast. We saw that in the FIBA Basketball World Cup. And I like how when Bay Mama says Leandro Barbosa MVP in FIBA. Yeah, in FIBA. That's a very realistic take. Jesse Tanco says that Spain should just forget about the gold, honestly. Not having a lot of faith here in Spain. But then we actually have a couple of people here on the chat that actually are a big fan of the Spanish. And let's see if they can mount a comeback. Again, it's a long game here between these two. And or why not random? Saying like it's getting interesting for the Boomers. 2209 says Rudy Fernandez, 2 silver, 1 bronze, and got a mistake on the how many Olympic Games has Rudy Fernandez been a part of this particular Olympics rather. So yeah, you have to include this Olympics, by the way, because he's already played. Therefore, you add one more to his past. So yeah, and again, Rudy Fernandez, a legend of the Spanish game. And mid one saying in Filipino, by the way, that the referee, he feels like the referee is leaning one way. But at the moment, this Spanish team is trying to mount a little bit of comeback here. Just a 6-point lead, 45-39 with 129 left here in the first half. Willie Hernan Gomez getting a 2-pointer after the split here of Will Magnay from the line. All right. So let's see what happens here to Spain. Oh, great find inside, and unfortunately a miss there from Lorenzo Brown. Zaitsev, I hope I pronounced that right, saying that he misses Ricky Rubio. So Emmanuel Rosani is saying that, all right, so 6 Olympic appearances for Rudy Fernandez. Actually, I don't know if I should spoil it, but yeah, I mean, like the link was right there on the poll. Yeah, so it's a 6 Olympics. He's the first men's basketball player to appear in 6 Olympics. So talking about Rudy Fernandez. And again, he's still performing. You can't really, he's there through merit. He's not just someone you add on for nostalgia, he's still one of the guys who does provide good minutes and a veteran leadership. We saw that in the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament. And of course, a bit different here, different level. Rudy Fernandez a bit checked here, hasn't scored yet, already played 9 minutes though. 0 of 2 from the field, talking about Rudy Fernandez. Biel says Spain come back in the fourth quarter. We'll see. A lot of Spanish fans on the chat. Lots of Spanish fans on the chat here, so we're going to see if they'll be happy at the end of this one. But at the moment, it is 47-39. Jock Landale coming in with a tip-in to push the lead back up. So again, whatever run that Spain's been making, Australia's had an answer. May not necessarily look pretty, but so far, so good coming for Spain, Australia. Santi Aldama gets fouled by Jack McVeigh, and Santi Aldama makes the first of 2 free throws. Missed the second one though. And it is a 47-40 game here. Single digits, 35 seconds left here in the second quarter. We're gonna go through some stats in just a few, but at the moment, you gotta wonder, especially if you're a fan of Spain, how do you go out and find a way to, one, not only just slow down Australia because of the way that they have been attacking Spain with their pace has been very problematic for them, and two, how can they get their execution just a bit tighter, because Australia have been doing a really good job coming in, defending in transition, and just being disciplined defensively. You gotta wonder about the execution here for Spain. Again, for those wondering, Ricky Rubio, Marc Gasol could have made a difference, Pau Gasol could have made a difference, but then again, those are days gone by. And even for a team in transition like Spain, the way that they play, how well coached they are, it always makes them dangerous. Josh Giddey with a driving lay-in, and a timeout for Spain with around 9 seconds to go. A chance for them to have the last say here. Yeah, and of course, Australia is strong this time, says Zaitsev. Yeah, they are strong. At least on paper, they are very strong. They are lacking one player, the one NBA player, Dante Exum, who is part of the lineup, but will not be able to play in this game. In fact, did not suit up. Josh Giddey in this game, for those wondering, 6 of 8 from the field, 2 of 3 from beyond the arc, 15 points already for Josh Giddey. Again, one of the most exciting Australian players. One for the future for sure for the Boomers. And it says here, we have a little banter going on in the chat here. Evan Gomez says, "Can Spain win?" And someone replied right after and said, "No." But of course, we've seen stranger things happen. Things can change in an instant. 49-40 in favor of Australia here with 9 seconds left. 9.8 actually left here before the halftime break. And we're seeing nice shots from the crowd, a lot of French fans there to cheer on, just to enjoy the environment. Really, it must be great party atmosphere in Paris, of course. Zaitsev also saying no Ben Simmons on Australia. Yeah, that's another. I mean, you can go look at the potential players that Australia could have if they were completely healthy and was be able to make a difference. As Lorenzo Brown with a nice driving layup to make it 49-42 and 2 seconds left. But that'll be it. Great ending for Spain, trimming the lead down to only 7. Very manageable here. Again, if you're Spain, you're not playing well. Offensively, you're not. You're having a hard time. You're shooting the ball poorly. You're only shooting at 38% in this game so far, while Australia is shooting 57%. And Australia have also made 50% of their three-point shots. You're still only trailing by 7 points. A little bit of improvement in the second half, both defensively and offensively. Spain could be back in this with a shout, and that could change a lot of things. So you take a look at some of the advanced stats here. or 13 fast break points to none here for Spain. We talked about the pace, the forcefulness of Australia. I think that's the biggest indicator here. 13-0 in terms of fast break points. Points in the paint, Australia also dominating, 24-18. But the bench points, the bench scoring has been very much in favor of the Spanish, 15-7 in favor of Spain. And you just have to take a look. You just have to take a look at how Australia have been running the ball very, very well. Even if, and that's surprising considering there's no fast break points here for Spain, but they're not too far away in the rebounding category. For 23-19, they forced quite a few turnovers, 9 turnovers already here for Australia, and yet they could not get fast break points. Just great transition defense here being played by Australia, and that has been a big factor in this game. If you can start to control and by the way, Spain have already had 4 steals, but yet no transition, no fast break points here for Spain. Running the game, playing the lead pass better. That's not necessarily Spain's game. They're more of an execution-based team, very Euroball style of basketball. But you gotta wonder, can they push the pace a bit more, get easy baskets before Australia's defense is set? And that's going to be difficult because Australia have been very good at going back on D, setting up well, and making sure that that Spain have to work for every single point. And to their credit, talking about Australia, Spain have been bleeding for some of their points. It has been a bit hard for them to get things going one way or the other. And it's just a bit difficult here. So you take a look at we're gonna take a look at some of the numbers here in terms of the box score, trying to figure out who has been the shining light for each of these teams here so far. In terms of scoring, at least, Santi Aldama already with 12 points, while Sergio Llull with 9 points. For the Spanish, 3. In terms of the assist count here, Alberto Diaz leads the way with 3 assists. In fact, he is one of the few players here in a positive plus minus here for Spain. Actually, a few of them are in positive plus minus. Javi Lopez Asergu and Santi Aldama actually faring badly in terms of the plus minus, as well as Lorenzo Brown. But that is because the starters here of Australia have done such a great job controlling the game. Josh Giddey already at 15 points, 3 assists to go with 3 rebounds. Dyson Daniels as well doing great on the boards, 4 rebounds with 4 points. But Jock Landale, who started out the game 3 of 3, now 4 of 6 shooting, has cooled down a bit, thankfully, for the Spanish. 4 rebounds and 3 assists as well for Jock Landale. Nick Kay with 4 points and 3 rebounds, as well as Jack McVeigh with 5 points and 3 rebounds to go. Will Magnay, who actually received an unsportsmanlike foul with a little tussle with Usman Garuba, also with a bit of contribution there as well, with 2 points and 3 rebounds. So right now, the rebounding battle. Well, the rebounding has been gang rebounding here for Australia. 23 rebounds already for them in this one, in comparison to Spain, who only has 19. But then Spain have been doing a good job with their offensive rebounding. 8 offensive rebounds already for them. And even though they have those 8 offensive rebounds, they have not been putting it away. It has been only 4 second chance points for the Spanish, something that they do have to address compared to the 9 here of Australia. Now, again, for those wondering, for those with thoughts of how Spain can adjust against Australia, do let us know what you think on our live chat here. We'll read out a couple who, do stand out. Toxicito says Puerto Rico will impress everyone. We're going to find out sooner rather than later. Of course, for those wondering what the men's basketball schedule in the Olympics is like, we'll bring out the games here. Of course, today happening at least in Philippine time, it'll be at 7:30 p.m. Germany against Japan, and then France versus Brazil. The hosts open up their campaign against Brazil later on today, and then Well, at least they'll be here tomorrow. The last game of the day will be against Greece and Canada. That should be a very interesting matchup. Probably, I personally want to see how Canada have improved since the FIBA Basketball World Cup. They have been an impressive team all throughout. So right now we have a couple of people who have joined us as a starter as an MVP. I cannot say, I don't know how to pronounce the name of the person who has just joined as a starter. But hello to Herbert Castillo. Welcome to MVP. Thank you very much. Of course, remember we have a super chat challenge happening right now. So I'm gonna point down and hope I get that right. So right over there, super chat challenge. Australia right now has 1 point to Spain's 2. Now, to join the Super Chat Challenge, you join in that Super Chat, and then the dollar amount that is given will go to the team of your choice there on the Australia or Spain. So let's see who will get that in. Again, support your team with Super Chat. Each dollar sent equals 1 point. Who will dominate? Show your team spirit now. Again, for those wondering, of course. All right, so here I've just got a notice how to pronounce the name of the new member. Again, I apologize for butchering your name in advance. Emil Sodenevsky. Thank you very much for joining us as a member, as well as Herbert Castillo once again is joining us, an MVP tier member in this one. So for those wondering where you can watch the games live, for those just joining us here, you can go and check the description of this particular stream, and then there's going to be a link there that will lead you to the page where you can watch wherever you are around the world the men's basketball Olympic Games. Obviously, we would have loved to be able to stream the games live. I would have loved it personally, see the games live here on this particular channel, but we do not have the rights. So we will adapt to it and give you this different experience as well. And of course, all of the basketball heads, the armchair coaches and analysts could come up in joining us here as well. So we have a take here. Dan, the Clutchman 99 says France struggled in some exhibition games, and Spain do not have the same talent players as them. Hopefully there will be a win versus Australia. And they say that this is a pivotal game for matchups in this group. I have to agree with that as well. So if you take a look at the table here, Spain and Australia are actually grouped with Canada and Greece. Arguably, possibly, this may be the group of death if you subscribe to that notion. Group B, Germany, France, Brazil, and Japan. France and Germany looking like the two favorite countries there. Brazil looking like the dark horse. And of course, if Japan can shock someone, why not? Group C, of course, Serbia, Puerto Rico, South Sudan, and United States. Now, that group could be really interesting because South Sudan have been playing really, really well. They look like a very good squad, very exciting to watch. Who knows? Maybe they can get one over Puerto Rico, and maybe they can find a way to perhaps upset a Serbia. But again, I also don't count Puerto Rico out. Puerto Rico have had an interesting history in the Olympic Games. So yeah, I mean, the Olympics, we always see strange results. Let's see if we're gonna find one here later on as well. And of course, Spain in this one trying to mount a bit of catch up. And trying to mount a bit of a catch up here against Australia. 49-42 is the score here, and there have been no lead changes in this game so far. Quarter scoring though, Spain winning that quarter 21-18 against Australia. Can that be a sign of things to come here for the Australians? For the Spanish rather. Well, we'll see. Again, it felt like though they were bleeding for points. If you're talking about Spain, just watching it, it felt like they were having such a much harder time trying to find a way to score against Australia. Spain have not been able to run the ball. They have not been able to get any fast break points. Literally no fast break points here so far for Spain. On the other end, you have this Australian team who's just running and running and running. 13 and 0. 13 and 0 fast break points in favor of the Australian national team. The Boomers doing well there. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here in the second half. For those joining us in the chat, let us know what you think. What can Spain do to catch up against Australia, who have been playing very well here in this game? They started out the game with a 31-point first quarter. That's right, 31 points in a 10-minute game. In a 10-minute quarter. That is a ridiculous start. Bad defensive start here for Spain. And of course, we want to welcome Daniel Bunos, who has joined as an MVP tier member of this YouTube channel, of the FIBA basketball channel. Javi Alcalde says, Hernan Gomez will score in the second half. I ask you, which Hernan Gomez? As right now, Willie and Juancho. Willie actually has 5. Juancho has only 2 points. Again, Daniel Bunos. Daniel Clutchman again. Great insights from Dan. Canada versus Greece will be great. One team that has been undermined, but I think they will advance to the knockout stage. Knockout round. South Sudan. So yeah, he's expecting South Sudan might advance to the knockout round. So that's the expectation there is if South Sudan does advance, that means you're betting on, because the assumption is US is going to advance. So that means Serbia and Puerto Rico won't make it. Or, potentially could not make it. We'll see. Or why not random says we need to cover the paint better. Too many points gathered from offensive rebounds from Spain. That's right. Spain have been leading the. That's or why not random, by the way, with that insight. So let's dig into that. Dig into that a bit. So Spain have had 8 offensive rebounds compared to only 4 from Australia. But here's the kicker here. So they've had 8 offensive rebounds, but they've only scored 4 second chance points here. Coming into this halftime break, or coming into the third quarter. So, Spain, for all of their great offensive rebounding, have not done a great job at converting that into points. They have extra possession, but not the extra points. That's something that's gotta change, gotta move. Australia, I think they have to reduce the opportunity here for Spain to get their act together after getting offensive rebounds. They have to end possessions after just one shot, because if Spain get a rhythm, especially through second chance points, that could be dangerous here for Australia. For those also Xavi Alcalde says he expects Willie Hernan Gomez to pop off here in the second half. We'll see. Willie Hernan Gomez in this one so far 2 of 5 from the field, only 5 points, and right now no rebounds, and has a bit of a tough first half, bit difficult, but of course that can change. We all know what both Hernan Gomez's could do. For those wondering, yes, we are only about to enter the second half, so please do join us. Come in and make sure that you go out here and give us your thoughts on the game. Of course, this is just a second chat experience, a second screen experience. You're here for a different voice, and of course, the chat happening right down there. Of course, the Super Chat Challenge is also active. Do join and try and figure out what you can add on here. Right now, Super Chat Challenge, 9 points in favor of Australia. Spain trailing here. Spain led early, by the way. Things are changing. Jonathan T says, Spain is relying too much. Spain is relying too much on the 3-point basket, on the 3-point shot. And yeah, absolutely. Right now, the 3-point shot has not been falling. 30%, only 6 of 20 from the field, from beyond the arc rather, is Spain. While he also adds that Australia bigs are well coached, Magnay, Londale, etc. Australia is far better balanced. He says this is a wrap, but oh, don't tell that to all the Spanish fans here, because that could change soon. For yes, both Hernan Gomez's are playing, but go and check the link down there. People are still asking where you can watch the game itself. Go check the description here in the chat to find a way to watch it wherever you are locally. As ooh, the bigs here, Jock Landale getting a dunk inside, courtesy of Josh Giddy assist, but Willie Hernan Gomez getting a point here. Hey, it looks like Xavi Alcalde might be onto something, because Willie Hernan Gomez got the first point here for Spain, making a 51-44 game. And oh, Hernan Gomez again getting a layup after a defensive rebound. A quicker sequence here from Spain. 4-0 start here for Willie Hernan Gomez. Again, hey, Xavi Alcalde, great call here. Willie Hernan Gomez, 4 straight points here to start out for Spain. Rod thinks Australia will win. Or why not random set? Oh, he didn't make a prediction there. But then Theodoros says that Spain need Pau Gasol back. Yes, but I don't know if he can still play. I know Rudy Fernandez is still playing, but I don't know if Pau Gasol could play at that level at the moment. So again, thank you very much for joining us here on this FIBA second screen experience. Really enjoying the commentary that you guys are giving in the chat. Make sure to keep on adding your points here. Keep on giving us your insights. We'll play with that a bit. Dyson Daniels coming up big here for Australia. Spain were knocking on the door. It was 51-47, and then a big triple here pushes it back to a 7-point lead. Australia, the theme here is that there will be a glimmer of hope for Spain, but then Australia would manage a bit of a comeback. Rather, manage to hold them off. So we'll see. We'll see how that can. We'll see if that will change anytime soon. Dyson Daniels, big three. But then Willie Hernan Gomez draws a foul there from Jock Landale. Raymar Caldaya still says Spain for the win. Probably the biggest fan of Spain on our chat here so far, Raymar Caldaya. And another personal foul here on Jack McVeigh. 3 free throws awarded. Santi Aldama getting a foul from beyond the arc, and a chance here to come on in a bit closer. So they do say that maybe Spain relying too much on the 3 ball. That's true. But if they can get to the free throw line just a bit more, they could change things around. 7 of 10 from the free throw line already. For those wondering, how's the balance of the free throws? Actually, Australia have taken 5 more free throws, though Spain now will have 3 more free throws, courtesy of Santi Aldama, makes the first of 3. John Paul Astillero says, if only the Philippines qualified. Yeah, if only. If only, then I don't know if I'll be calling this game. I don't know if I'll be calling this game, because I think I'll be too excited if the Philippines actually made it back to the Olympics. But maybe in LA. But let's focus here on what's happening in Paris right now. 3 free throws from Santi Aldama made to trim the lead down to 4. 4-point lead for the Australians after leading by as much as 14 in this game. And don't look now, ladies and gentlemen, but Spain, they won the second quarter 21-18. In the third quarter, leading it by 3. They could come back into this one yet. Did Australia burn too brightly in the beginning? Or will Spain manage to come up big? Remember, for some reason, Australia has a hard time historically beating Spain. 7-2 is their record in favor of Spain, and it's just difficult for some reason. I don't know. They're just teams that you struggle to beat. They're just teams that you struggle to beat for whatever reasons. And Alex Sabrina's making a 3-point jumper. 1 point game. 1 point game. Australia are only leading by one. And oh my goodness, this could change really quickly. By the way, very very close. This one now. Yeah, now we were talking about momentum a while ago. Spain coming up strong here in quarter number 3. 11-5 scoring in favor of the Spanish, and they're just everywhere. They're flying for rebounds, ending possessions quickly. And yeah, I said for some reason, because it doesn't matter what tournament, FIBA, the Olympics, it's just Spain have had their number. You can ask anyone from Australia. It's not necessarily a great history between Spain and Australia from the Australia point of view. Spain is a good team, by the way. Not a lot of star names compared to what they're seeing against Australia, but they're doing very well. They're doing very well at the moment. So let's see. Alvin Mate says, Vamos España. I'm Filipino though. As long as you're a fan, enjoy. Welcome to the channel. Thank you very much for joining us here. And boy, we are in for a good one here. It's a 1-point game. Australia have led all the way. And we'll try to hold off Spain one more time. Remember, this team, talking about Spain, trailed by as much as 14 in this one. And yeah, this is going to be tough. Oh, and Spain now have the lead. Santi Aldama with a 3-point basket. Some of them were saying that, Spain were over-reliant on the 3-point basket, the 3-point jumper. But finally, they have found the rhythm. 8 of 23 from beyond the arc. By all means, not a great shooting percentage. That is 35%. But there you go. Spain have the lead for the first time, courtesy of a basket coming from Santi Aldama. 56-54. And all of a sudden, the Spanish fans in the chat making a lot of noise. Amar Shamaile, welcome to the rookie tier of the FIBA chat at the YouTube channel. Thank you very much for joining us. And Spain defeated Australia in the 2019 semifinals of the FIBA Basketball World Cup. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That was the latest chapter of their history. Oh, but Jack McVeigh answers back with Patty Mills. 6-0 sprint. What an answer from Australia. They needed that. Oh, they definitely needed that. So 60-56 now in favor of Australia. Oof, my goodness. What a game we're seeing here so far. Australia, they were in the receiving end of a 3-point barrage, or at least just a scoring barrage here from Spain. And all of a sudden, back-to-back triples. Mills and McVeigh getting it done here for Australia. That's just pouring cold water on hot fire. Jonathan T says, chill, Spain fans. It's a game of runs. Can't rely on 3 balls to win games. Well, tell that to the Warriors back in the day. But you know what? Spain, if they get their mark right, that could be the biggest difference. You're absolutely right. Talking about Jonathan, though, because if they are over-reliant on their threes in terms of the 3-point shooting right now, though you would argue that 23 attempted 3-pointers compared to 25 attempted 2-pointers from Spain, still a bit balanced, especially when you look at the modern game here today. Take a look at, some people are looking at the difference. Someone asking about the injury status of this Australian team. Yeah, so there is an injury. Jock Landale, by the way, has added 2 points here to this one. An 8-0 run coming from Australia. After Spain took the lead momentarily, all of a sudden 62-56. Wow, that lead lasted for a blink. So for those wondering about Australia's injury problems, Dante Exum had a dislocated finger that pierced the skin. At least that was the description I heard from Australian media. So he's still in the lineup, but they are not sure when he'll be able to play. They're going to be hoping that he'll be able to play. So let's see. Dan the Clutchman says Spain caught up at this point of the game. They can come up victorious as long as they're using chemistry flow advantage with momentum. They also have to get their defense sorted out because they let two 3-pointers and Jock Landale stab inside. So, boy, they'll need a lot more than chemistry to do that. They need great defense to be able to get back into this one. Because right now it feels like it feels like Australia were sleepwalking a bit at the start of the third quarter, but then I guess with Spain taking the lead, it woke them up. 62-56 to count here, but quarter scoring, Spain still leading the quarter scoring here, 14-13. Things can still change really quickly. Turnover from Jack McVeigh. That means we'll go the other way. Channel Faro says, not yet over. Keep fighting, Spain. Alvin Mate says, Spain most experienced in Olympic basketball, second only to the US. Yeah, we've seen the history. Of course, this feels like a different generation, though, for Spain. Who are you most excited for the Spanish national team in the future? I mean, like, obviously, days of Rubio are gone. The Cosol brothers are gone. But then, what gives you hope as a Spanish fan? Let us know on the chat. New York Twin digs for Spain, says Roy. No guards. Yeah, it's a bit unusual. So you have Lorenzo Brown coming in as a naturalized guard here for Spain, and that's probably a position that you never thought would have a naturalized player for the Spanish team, considering the quality of the guards that they produce throughout the years. As right now, ever since Jock Landale hit a 2-point basket a while ago, it's been almost 2 minutes since anyone has scored. Yeah, so Chabi Alcalde says the under-20 Spanish team gives them hope. Nunez says 2209 clasher. I want to watch out for as well. So we're gonna see just who will make the difference. Santi Aldama, by the way, will have 3 free throws here to trim the lead down a bit further. At least I'll hope so. Santi Aldama has had a big imprint in this game, already at 20 points with a free throw made in this one. And he has been getting to the line a lot. And that's important because he's getting to the line with 3-point shooting opportunities. And so far, another 3 made free throws here, upping his totality to 21. And Hugo Gomez, Almanza, Mario San Superi, and Adaimara, says HBK Lucas. Yeah, and Roy says the defense has not really been working for Australia, for Spain. Jock Landale, getting a 2-point shot fall here, has been arguably the difference maker here, because you're going to expect it from Josh Giddey. 15 points already from Josh Giddey, 4 assists and 4 rebounds. Patty Mills with 12 points already, who's seeing extended minutes without Dante Exum part of the rotation. Matthew Dellavedova also saw 6 minutes, by the way, for those wondering where Delhi was. But Jock Landale, 7 of 10 from the field, 16 points in this one to go with 5 rebounds and 4 assists. He has a plus 24 in this game so far in raw plus minus. That he has been a huge difference maker here for Australia. As Patty Mills gets a floater to go to push the lead back up 66-59. I was going to argue that this was a quarter for Spain, but then Australia eventually righted the ship. 17 all is a quarter scoring in this one. but Spain need to find a way to catch up here. Great ball movement from Spain, finding different looks. It's just the shot hasn't been falling as hot as it was at the start. Well, Spain has some elite players, according to Dan, Garuba, the Hernan Gomez's, Nunez, who couldn't play this year, but they need an elite defender. Yeah, why not? Yeah, for sure. Spain going through a rough patch right now, according to Jonathan T. AIS on Australia has developed significantly for Australia, basketball in Australia, with Green, Dyson Daniels, and of course a rise of the NBL. That's very true as well. Again, thank you very much for joining us here on this stream. Obviously, we're assuming that you are also watching the game live and wherever local provider that you have. So thank you very much for keeping this on and joining us for the chat, as well as for those. So even though Spain is now losing this contest at the moment, 66-59, with 118 left here in the third quarter. That also cued a Spanish timeout, by the way, because they really fell apart after it got a bit of the lead. The super chat challenge though says otherwise. Spain leading 18-9. Ooh. Oh wait, it was updated. So 19-18. All of a sudden, Australia having the lead there. Oh man. Yeah, we were now showing some of the chats a while ago. Santi Aldama really showed up even in the Olympic qualifying tournament. Role players in the NBA really showed up for the national team. We asked a while ago in the earlier part of the chat, who do you think comes up? Who comes to mind when you talk about NBA role players who turn into superheroes when they suit up for their national team? We had a few while ago, Barbosa for Brazil, Dennis Schroeder for Germany. Who comes to mind if you think of any particular country and a certain role player in the NBA or any big league around the world who suddenly turns into a superhero in the national team setup? Let us know in the chat for those who haven't answered yet. 10-point lead for Australia, 69-59. Biggest lead. Again, hard to imagine that Spain actually had the lead a while ago. They had the lead, but things have changed drastically. Okay, Godzilla is asking, who do you think will win this tournament? Who do you think will win this tournament? That's interesting. I mean, like, USA is the favorite, but we'll see whether or not we'll have an upset. Oh, but take a look at that. Another great three-pointer come from Dyson Daniels. They mentioned it a while ago in the chat. Dyson Daniels, one of the guys to be excited for Australia. Three-point jumper made there to make it a 10-point lead, 69-59. And Hernan Gomez missing on a three-point attempt as well, as Will Magnay will go to the line to shoot a couple. Fouled by Usman Garuba. Or rather, Usman Garuba will shoot 2 free throws. Much needed here. Makes the first of 2, making it a single-digit lead here for Australia. If you are Spain, you're going to try and make sure you're at least in single-digit deficit going into that fourth quarter, which is still a big possibility. Splitting the free throws here, talking about Usman Garuba, 42 seconds left here in the third quarter. But Australia looking pretty good. Looking pretty good here. After turnover here from Patty Mills, though. Chance here for Spain to get something done. Maybe come in just a bit closer. Make life easier for them in the fourth quarter. This is a quarter that Australia has won, by the way, so far. Still winning, 20-18. But that'll do it for the third quarter. So take a look at the play-by-play here. And Sergio Yul misses the three-point pull-up after Juancho Hernan Gomez misses the three-point step back. So unfortunately for Spain, they couldn't trim down the deficit from 9. And Australia are going into the fourth quarter with the lead. Let's take a look at some of the stats here going into the fourth quarter. So we asked a while ago about the second chance points here. actually Spain rather, have been doing an okay job improving. They only had 4 second chance points. They doubled it up in. They only had 4 second chance points in the first half, but in the third quarter they got four there. 12 offensive rebounds, still leading that category. Points of turnovers, 11 now for Spain. A bit of improvement there as well. But fast break points, that's still an issue here because they only had 3 fast break points in that third quarter. They had none in that first half, but they've been doing a better job at containing the running game of Australia. They just went on that big tear after Spain took the lead. It's as if they woke up a sleeping giant. Couple of All right, so we asked a while ago, Slovenia and Luka Doncic, of course. But he's a superhero even in Dallas. Talking about Luka Doncic, we asked a while ago which role player ends up ends up becoming a superhero when they play for the national team. So I mean, like, of course, some people are asking, is there any chance Spain wins this one? We'll see. Japan versus Germany later. Audrey Carl Dakanai asking, yeah, of course, we're actually going to have a chat party as well for that one. So make sure you check out the page for that, also for Japan and Germany. It's going to be tough for Japan, to be quite honest. It's going to be tough for Japan. Germany have been on a roll. They have been showing that they are one of the better teams in the basketball world so far. They are on the rise. They're just getting better. They're eager for upsets. It's going to be really tough for Japan to really do some damage in this particular tournament, in the Olympic Games. But again, you never know. You never know what happens in Olympics. We've seen so many strange results in the Olympics in the past. Puerto Rico beating the USA a few years back as well. I mean, like, that comes to mind. But again, this Japan team will have a lot to do because Dennis Schroeder is one that has been on a tear. It's like he changes into this star player when he wears a German national team jersey. So we'll see. So Alvarado, yeah, Grand Theft Alvarado, yeah, he does something different for them for sure. So Jonathan T says he doubts if US will win it all. So if it's not the US, who do you think will win it? We'll see. Okay, for those wondering where you can see the live game is actually depending on whoever your provider is locally, wherever you are around the world. So you can check out the description to find out where you can catch the Olympic Games wherever you are around the world. In the Philippines, where I'm from, you can catch it on the Pilipinas Live app or website, as well as One Sports. Nick Kay getting the first points here for Australia in the fourth quarter, making it a 71-60 game. And Spain electing to go with a 3-ball again, missing out. Sergio Llull with a turnover again. Oh, he had that great 6-0 run by himself a while ago. I believe it's the second quarter. Didn't turn out matter as much. But then now, this is time for Australia to be very professional in the way that they go about this quarter and try and see out the game and get the win without any dramatics. Sergio Llull, though, coming in for a 2-point lay-in to kind of cancel out Nick Kay's shot a while ago. And Rudy Fernandez with a foul on Patty Mills. Matthew Dellavedova checking in for Josh Giddey, giving him a bit of rest. Ooh. So Godzilla Edit says Canada, France, Australia has a good matchup against the USA. Do you think any of those teams can beat the USA? That's interesting. Can France beat the USA? Wembanyama, Rudy Gobert. You see, we'll see what happens there. Australia, we'll see. Dan, who has given a lot of insights, says that they don't think that they can win this game. Down about the Spanish, we'll see. Wagner brothers are goats on their national team, so don't sleep on Germany. Okay. And right now, Sergio Llull making a three-pointer here, making things interesting. Nick Kay hit it too. Sergio coming up big. He's coming to life again. Don't about Sergio. 73 to 65. Still 7 minutes and 51 left to play. Or rather, 7:37 left to play here in the fourth quarter. 8-point lead. Still very doable. Doable, but they gotta get stops. They gotta get stops. Talking about defense. So we'll see. Poirier, Resort in France. Yeah, absolutely. Great seasons as well. I mean, a lot of people will go and look at NBA play. Oh, Sergio, sorry. I have to interrupt myself because he just hit another three-pointer. 73-68. We said that Spain need to get going in a hurry. Sergio not wasting any time. 73-68, 7:07 left here in the fourth quarter. Game on. 5-point, 2-possession ball game. It's a 2-possession ball game here. All right, so again, the FIBA chat, my bosses are saying, where are you guys watching from? So do a bit of a roll call down there. Ask, let us know where you guys are from. But, oh boy, this Sergio Llull is refusing to allow Spain to go away without a fight. Bobby Latiban says that his team is Germany in Paris. I'm sure he was impressed with the FIBA Basketball World Cup performance of Germany. I was impressed there. I watched that live as well, and it was just watching them perform. Different group, and just so together. Complained about the beer in the Philippines though. Yeah, not gonna say much about that. They have a different standard when it comes to beer, but yeah. Focusing on what's happening right now. Sergio Llull finally misses a three-pointer. 73-68, the count still. Sergio Llull has right now 5 of 13 from beyond the arc. That's 38% shooting. That's not bad. Seems like a lot, but that's not bad. Patty Mills with a steal from Alberto Diaz. Now on the run, trying to get going. Now for those wondering why the score is a bit slow, it's a bit of a function of FIBA basketball, really. The defense is packed. So there's no 3-second defensive rule. It's easier to defend if you're a big man. The quarters are shorter, so only 10 minutes. So you can actually it's actually more common you have low scoring games in international basketball, given one how set defenses are allowed to be, could be. That's why France is going to be really interesting to watch because you have a Rudy Gobert and a Victor Wembanyama patrolling the paint. So let's see. Min Jong says USA only had 1 month to prepare, which is bad. They always do that, but they still can get the win. Yeah, let's see. Let's see if Team USA could do it. They do say basketball is a strong link sport because there are only so few players on the court, so you have 5 players. If you're in a group of 10 and you have the best player on the floor, the chances of you winning are exponentially higher. And right now, that's what the USA is going to depend on a lot, especially if you're going to compare the chemistry compared to the other teams. We'll see because I don't think anyone's going to doubt how amazing some of the names that they do have there. South Sudan is like a group that almost upset the Team USA, like a bunch of unknowns. Yeah, South Sudan's growing in basketball stature around the world. So let's see. All right, so let's focus on this game in particular. Right now, Patty Mills draws a foul from Willie Hernan Gomez. 73-68, still the count. Australia cannot relax here. We're not even halfway through the fourth quarter, and Spain already knocking on the door. Quarter scoring 8-4 in favor of Spain at the moment here in the quarter number 4. Of course, right now, Audrey Carl Dacanay feels that France and Serbia could beat the US. Well, we won't have to wait long for US versus Serbia. They are in the same group, in a Group C. Of course, I want to see South Sudan against the USA again because it was tough. It was a tough game for Team USA against South Sudan. South Sudan will probably feel like, oh, we were so close, we can almost do it. But then, if you're Team USA fan, you're thinking like, okay, they're gonna turn on to a different level. But yeah, no, South Sudan is just really good. They're really interesting. They're a really interesting team. Brian Moreno asking for where you can watch in the Philippines. Yeah, you can watch it on the Filipinas Live app or website. You can subscribe there. You can also go to the One Sports channel as well. I believe they'll be showing. I think they're showing this game as well. And Australian taking better shots now according to Jonathan T. Just look at the field goal percentage. He believes that they're being out-coached, talking about Spain. But Santi Aldama makes a three-pointer. Oh, 4-point game. Don't look now. Oh, but Patty Mills gets a fadeaway jumper to go. In quick order. Oh, 77-71. Still a two-possession ball game. 4:59 left here in the fourth quarter. So, let's see. Right now, what do you think about Team USA blowing out Serbia while USA almost lost to South Sudan? So, I think we have to be careful about the results in tune-up games because obviously rosters, lineups will change. Jock Landale making a basket here, important one here because from a two-possession ball games now with 3, Jock Landale making 79-71 and forcing a timeout from Spain. Spain need to come out of this timeout with guns blazing or else that may be it. Yeah. Oh, Jonathan T. Yeah, you're right. It's not about the best player, but I wouldn't say at all. You know, having the best player on the floor helps. It really does. All right. So right now, looking at Min Jung says so many upsets happened in the could happen in this Olympic tournament. Well, we saw it in the qualifiers actually. A lot of upsets happened in the qualifiers. You never know; it could come up happening here as well in the Olympic Games. Let us 79-71 at the moment. Let us go and take a look and pay tribute to a certain Jock Landale, 18 points. He, by the way, scored the last point here for Australia to make it an 8-point game. 18 points, leading all scorers here for Spain. 8 of 13 from the field, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal to boot. Yeah, Jock Landale and a team with the likes of Josh Giddey, Patty Mills has really produced such a huge boost here for the Boomers. And I think will be really important for Australia in this particular Olympic, on this Olympic cycle. So we'll see. So yeah, for those wondering, we are relying on right now the live stats provided by FIBA, my own personal stream here happening on the side, and of course everyone's comments here as well. That's how we're doing this second screen chat. And right now, a lot of people are really excited for South Sudan, by the way. And why not? Why not? I mean, like we've seen what they've done in the FIBA Basketball World Cup here in the Philippines. We know that they are going to be one of the teams to watch out for, especially after that tune-up with Team USA. At the very least, they're going to be really fun and entertaining to watch. They're going to give it their all. So let's see what they can do. Right now, after the timeout, not a great start here from Spain after in that possession. A turnover almost straight away. Will Magne coming up with a steal. They need to, again, 4 minutes left, 79-71. 3-point basket made by Jack McVeigh. That might feel like one of the nails in the coffin. Not yet the final one. 82-71 in favor of Australia at the meantime. Jack McVeigh coming up big with the 3. Josh Green with the assist. And an offensive foul from Santi Aldama. Oh, things getting bad to worse here from Spain. Oof. Ooh, that's tough. That is tough. Wow. That might be it for Spain. Especially if Australia can get another one here. Just one of those things here. So Australia, I mentioned a while ago, they need to come up and be a bit professional in this particular quarter, and so far they're getting that done. And Cam Paget says, game over. Spain has zero cohesion, so he's not impressed with what Spain has done. Josh Giddy makes a jumper, but then Willie Hernan Gomez answers back with two. 11-point lead here for the Australians, and that might do it. We say that now, but then all of a sudden, there's an explosion here in terms of scoring for Spain. We're eating our words, but it's looking like Spain will take the loss, and Australia will come up with the win here. Even in our Super Chat challenge, by the way, it has been Australia leading the charge. And Spain fans right now get upset, but then it's a long tournament. Well, no, it's a short tournament, but then you can still get a couple of results your way, but it's gonna be tough. So what happens here for Spain after this loss against Australia? They are gonna have to go up against Canada and Greece. Yeah, this is going to be a pivotal game, because right now they have to be perfect. They're going to be heavy underdogs against Canada. They're going to try and take their chances against Greece. We'll see. We'll see how that works out for them. Australia, though, important win for them here. You have to feel that they can get a second win, maybe against Greece. That could be their pathway to basically comfortably moving out of the group. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think in terms of their pathways to the next round? What does Spain need to do? What does Australia need to do? It's going to be really interesting. Yeah, it's a really tough group. This might be the group of death for sure. Australia can still lose against Canada and Greece. I agree. Australia can still lose against Canada and Greece, and if Spain win against Greece, you never know. I mean, again, the permutations could be all over the place here. Again, the margin of error was already small to begin with, even before this game, by the way, because of the strength of the nation. Spain, Australia, Canada, Greece. Wow, what a group. Right now, with Spain taking the loss here, things just get that much tougher. That much tougher for them to move on. But for some reason, they always get it done. We've seen in their history, but then, of course, granted, talent level in the past was a bit higher. But things need to change here for Spain, because again, a bit of a collapse here in the second half. They actually started out the third quarter really well. Almost, they had the lead, a 2-point lead early on in the third quarter. And then all of a sudden, a barrage of scoring from Australia basically righted the ship for them. And all of a sudden, they're staring at this type of deficit. 14 was the biggest lead here for Australia. 2:06 left here, and that's going to be too much, I believe, for Spain to try and overcome. But if you're a Spanish fan, what do you want them to change moving on before they face Canada and Greece? Let us know. Canada, according to Godzilla Edits, has a lot of superstars on their teams. They might take first. Why not? Edward Varosky says Australia will win the group. Taylor Maya, hope I'm pronouncing your name right, says it's very possible that Spain will still win the remaining games, but Australia could still lose against Canada and Greece, so this group could be very interesting. And right now it's looking like Australia looking very good to start off. Again, they had an amazing first quarter. 31-21 plus 10 at the end of the first quarter that really set the tone in this game. And of course, after this, for those who still want to watch more Olympic basketball, don't forget you can watch Germany and Japan after. Let's see if Japan could put up a gallant stand against Germany, who are going into this one as very heavy underdogs. Germany are going to this one as very heavy favorites, rather, as Japan are going to this one as very heavy underdogs. We'll see. Germany have been one of the rising powers in men's basketball internationally. We've seen it in the FIBA Basketball World Cup. And of course, Japan have been improving, especially with the strength of their domestic league, with the fact that, they do have NBA talent on their roster. We'll see. Brandon Bowery says momentum in any tournament is necessary. Yeah, absolutely agree with that. Absolutely agree with that. Momentum is very important. 3-point percentage between the two teams. Let's take a look at that here in the box scores, or rather in the game stats here. It is 34% for Spain and 45% for, rather 48% after that made three-pointer. Oof, my goodness, from Patty Mills. For Australia, you take a look at the shot map, shot chart for all these two teams. It is basically what modern basketball is about: a heavy emphasis on three-point shooting and interior scoring near the rim. Not much happening in the perimeter, in the paint. A couple of shots in the elbows for Spain, and of course Australia only having a couple of shots from the perimeter as well. Maybe a couple of long twos. I count at least 4 or 5 attempted long twos here in this game for Australia, while for Spain only 3. You talk about shot selection, you also have to take a look at the coverage defensively. Dyson Daniels hitting a step back 3, and all of a sudden the points are just flying in for Australia. And I'll do it 92-80 in favor of Australia to get us going in the Paris Olympic Games 2024. Let us know who your favorites are for the podium. Australia could be one of them, especially based on their first quarter performance here today against Spain. Thank you very much for joining us on this FIBA chat party, this second screen experience. Thank you very much for electing to be part of this, and of course having the game on the side as well. We're going to have this all throughout the Olympics. In fact, I'll be joining you guys again for that next game in Germany against Japan. Hopefully you can hop onto that as well. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and we really enjoyed reading your comments below. Super Chat Challenge, looks like Spain has fallen short there as well. Australia getting the win there. Guys, thank you so much. Once again, I'm Paolo Del Rosario. You can follow me on my social medias that was being flashed there in the bottom, at X at Paolo Del Rosario, on Instagram at Paolo Del Rosario. Thank you very much for joining us here on the Paris 2024 FIBA chat party, and we'll see you for the next coming games.
Numbers don't matter when you know that you're the only one. Time don't matter, you can do it all.